you've actually been a friend for long, but then I said I'm going to visit your farm because you're one person that I've done 2 of our solar pumps. Yeah, so I want to know, like, before you did the solar pump, what problem were you trying to solve?
Oh, so we were solving, obviously, petrol price increase. We tried to switch to gas. At one point, it was as if they were telling each other, guy, you said go up.
So what do you call the name of your farm?
Well, we call it the umbrella is Feedwell 24 Agro Resource Limited.
Okay.
But we now have POC 360 as a subsidiary, and we have Mag Extras Nigeria Limited. And then we have I'm not giving the fish farming. So it's a new business. Okay. I thought about a name for it. But we also do grow Aolix Nigeria Limited because we grow cassava and then we process our cassava. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So actually, you've actually been a friend for long, but then I said I'm going to visit your farm because you're one person that I've done 2 of our solar pumps.
Yes.
Do you know the duration? I can tell you, but do you know the duration within you have done?
I have done 2.
Within what duration?
Within 6 months.
Yes, exactly.
We
did one in January.
Yeah, we did one in January.
We did a DC only pump.
Yes.
Also AC 1 horsepower.
Also 1 horsepower.
But that one had a depth of about 66 in design because I designed that pump, and the flow rate of about 4 meters cube per hour.
Exactly.
Then recently you did a second one, which is ACDC. I think that's the one that is running.
Yeah, the one at the back there.
That's what supplying this, right?
Yes.
ACDC.
Yes, the ACDC.
Yeah, so the ACDC at the back, and that one has a depth of about 90, but I'm sure you don't need that much depth.
No, we don't need.
But the flow rate is about 5.5.
Yes.
Right. We've been in the energy space for above 10 years in terms of when we look at research since I started energy research in 2010, but we started doing alternative energy in late 2015, that's early 2016. And over the years, we've been doing extensive research in solar pumping system. But recently, people have been finding it hard to adopt the technology. Some people feel they have to still use inverters, but in fact, some farmers insist that must give them inverters. Yeah, but I'm trying to look at you, from a farmer perspective. What gave you the courage to invest in solar pump? Did you see it working anywhere? Or what gave you the courage? I will do solar pump.
So I'll be honest with you, it was because it was from you. We've known each other for a while, so I know you won't give me what won't work. So in fact, in my mind, I was like, well, if it doesn't work, it's Demolana. She will come and carry it still. So I didn't even bother to question too many things, and it's been fantastic, really. It's really been fantastic. Maybe should I go to why we even started the fish in the first place?
No. I want to understand the figures too.
Yeah. So the figures in terms of.
Yeah, so I want to know, like, before you did the solar pump, what problem were you trying to solve?
Oh, so we were solving, obviously, petrol price increase. We tried to switch to gas. At one point, it was as if they were telling each other, guy, you said go up. So gas also was going up just the same way the petrol was going up. So there was no solution. But I remember some few months back, the mother had told me about the solar. But in my mind, I just put it on one side. It wasn't yet time for me to start.
Oh, so where fuel prices increase?
Yeah, so where fuel, I didn't tell you that part now. So I know that they were like, how do this your thing?
This solar pump,
because
so price had increased.
It had increased, and then we would do close to 300,000 in a month.
In a month
to pump water for the farm, and then we were not even doing fish farming then. So if we put everything in perspective now. The amount of water that goes out of this farm in a month, if we put cost into it, then I think we will be running close to $1 million.
If we were
to be using fuel.
Wow. So let's go back to January. Can you remember the amount you paid for your 1 horsepower?
950,000.
Exactly.
So because I have to go and look at the book. Like, this value. This amount.
So I went back this morning before I came here. I said I was going to remind you.
No, you didn't need to remind me. I've done that myself.
So you know that 150,000 in January.
Yes. And the other one was 1.2 something.
Yes, that's the second one you just did in July. So let's look at the 950,000. How much? That means you said you're spending about 300,000.
300.
So what you would have spent in 3 months?
So let's put it in perspective.
From January, before you just started fish like.
Yeah, in December.
December.
December last year. So we had spent 1 month. So initially I was considering to rely on a no water change system, but you will need probiotics that would only work in the sun with the heat of sun, so it will help you break down the microbes and all.
Wow.
So here we are, the rain is falling, and yet surprisingly the pump still works incredibly.
Wow. It's not even the immediate on sunrise is very low.
Yeah, it's very low, and then we are getting this much amount of water volume. So, but I wanted to say something, which is that okay, so we were not considering the amount of water we use for fish in the 300,000 I gave you earlier.
That's the first one you did in
No. When we were pumping water for the farm, there was no fish involved.
Okay, then.
So it was just for every other use, the pigs and every other formula. So that one we spent 300. So, but now that fish farming is involved, would have had to be spending close to maybe 800,000.
Wow.
You know, if we was with that.
Wow.
But I'm not sure would have even tried to near it.
So now you've done 2 pumps.
Yes.
One 950,000 in January.
Yes.
Another in June.
June, July.
I think it's June.
June.
Yeah, June. You did it in June, and you spent like 1.2 something.
1.2.
So wow. So I mean, what you'd have spent for fuel in this 6 months was enough to do 2 pumps. Right? So we're not going to be counting many more years.
Many more.
Now I can give you my word. Apart from giving you 1 year warranty on this pumps will be 10 years. Right? Awesome. So because the kind of bearing we put into NSK bearing about
the German bearing.
Bearing. So if it has a problem, of course we are here. But I mean, your PV modules, the panels you have somewhere here, you could use that for 25 years. Maybe you'd have been having gray hair by then. But I'm sure you'd have expanded your farm. You'd have bought for more locations. Right? So I'm looking at your courage, because you're one person that have done 2 pumps in 6 months. You not had we are still talking some people into leave inverter, leave batteries.
No, it's absolutely not necessary.
So what kind of message do you want to give to other farmers based on the figures?
Well, if getting inverter comes at 0 cost, but then there is also factors of space and maintenance. I mean, I don't think it's not necessary. It's not even what I think. So, I mean, it's more interesting because in this season there is limited sunlight. You don't get it. I mean, we start to, we've only been new in the usage of the inverter largely during of the pump, largely during the rainy season. So I'm just imagining what comes up sometimes around October, November, December. The amount of water we'll be really able to get from here. It's going to be really awesome. So because even when it's just little intensity of sunlight, the pump is peaking and is really peaking well.
Thank you. So what we did in our pumps was to make it high voltage pumps. In fact, for all of our pumps, we don't use parallel connection, we use series connection. So it gives you high voltage and lower currents. Like, so if you have power being constant, right? So I increase the voltage. That allows me to reduce the current. So I have minimal losses. So they are very effective pumps. And so knowing that your pump is working at this time of the month, at this time of the day is impressive. So thank you so much for the patronage. We're going to take the testimony. I know we've helped you save some millions of naira.
You have, yeah.
So you can want to donate some money more.
If you have a foundation, you can consider it.
So I'm really impressed about what you're doing. I've seen the pigs you have here. I was telling my colleague that I've never seen pigs this big. They're really big. And I'm seeing that you are combining that with fish farming. And you're doing a lot with water.
Water is life.
I think I'm so happy that our solar pump can help you achieve that. So we're reaching out to more farmers to know their testimony.
Indeed. Thank you.
That's our
bro.
Thank you so much for your patronage and for your time. God bless you.